Hello and welcome to Quick Tip 57, and in this quick tip what we're going to look at is how we can go about clicking on a chart and recognizing what price we have clicked at. So you can see here I'm going to pick a price towards the bottom of the chart, about 52, and if we look at the data that I'm printing underneath in the print log, you'll see that's coming up with 52.02. And the way this is working is it is calculating the ratio of the distance from the top of the chart from the total height of the chart in pixels, and also the distance between the two in price, and it's extrapolating what the price is. Now, to do that we need various bits of information, and the program is going to be using both a drawing object. In this case I've decided to use a text label, although we don't actually see that on the chart, and a charting host. Because we've got the drawing object, we can use this construction here, which is the subgraph resize. And incidentally, this will only work on TradeStation 10. Right? And what I've done in this event is got the top price and bottom price in the usual way using get app info. But then in terms of the lower pixels, what I've called the lower pixels, upper pixels, I've done that using this event from the drawing object subgraph resize, and I've taken the lower right and the upper left being respectively the bottom and the top of the chart, and then the height being the difference between them. So that's one thing we're doing. We're also using a charting host. We'll have a quick look at the properties of those in a second, but with the charting host, but we're using it to recognize when the chart is clicked, and when the chart is clicked we can determine using the properties of this event what Y position we've clicked at. Now, because that Y position, if we just go back to the chart, is actually measured not from the top of this little, in this case the purple chart, but actually from the whole window. So what we need to do is subtract the distance between the top of the window and the top of the chart that we want to measure from. And you can see the calculation here, the cursor Y minus charting host 1 dot client window Y, and then what we do is take away the up pixels. We've got that already from this method up here. Then we're dividing that, by the height of the pixels. We're subtracting, or rather we're timesing by the height price, and we're subtracting from the top price. Anyway, you might just need to look at that a little bit more closely to fully understand what's going on there. And then what I'm doing is just printing some of the information on the chart. Finally, we've got a one statement where we add the text label to the chart. So let's just look at the actual objects in the component tray. If we click on properties, you'll see this is just fairly standard. I've not really changed anything at all apart from this event. So what I did is double click there for the subgraph resize. And similarly for the charting host, not really made any major differences there, at least in terms of the properties. But in the events, what I've done is clicked to create a ChartElementClick event, and that's what we were just looking at. Let's just go back to the chart, and if I just click again, let's click towards the top of the chart, click around about 53. So let's just, so we see we're reading the price, and you can see some of the information here as well. So the cursor Y gave a reading of 289, the charting host client window Y 244, and then the up pixels, or rather cursor Y minus up pixels and height pixels. There's some of the other information that I've included there. And then you can see the pixels referring to the specific chart that we're clicking on. You've got lower 84 and upper 14. And if you look at those numbers, you'll see that this works out logically and correctly. Anyway, hopefully that will be useful to you. I will make this little program available, and If you like this sort of material, then please go to markplex.com and subscribe to the email list. And also, if you're watching this on YouTube or Rumble or MeWe or Facebook, then please also subscribe to the channels there. Thank you very much.